Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 12, texts 13 and 14. Bhutanam Maitraha Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirahankaraha Samadukkaha Sukha Kshami Santushtaha Satatam Yogi Yatatma Drudhanischayah Mai Arpita Mano Buddhir Yomad Bhaktah Same Priyaha. So now Krishna explains, having explained that the direct path is Krishna consciousness, and now he explains the qualities that one cultivates or ends up cultivating in that process and thereby becomes very dear to Krishna. So, this is one stop method by which everything is achieved, including becoming saintly. Our character becomes reformed. So, what are these qualities that one exhibits when one becomes perfect in Krishna consciousness? Adveshta sarvabhutanam. Dvesha means to hate, to become envious. So this perfect devotee, he does not hate. Adveshta sarvabhutanam. He does not hate. He is not envious to anyone, to all living entities, but he is actually a kind friend. Maitraha, karuna evacha. He is very compassionate. So even to his enemy, he is kind. How is it? Like you take the example of Prahlad Maharaj. His father was acting as his enemy. He was trying to kill him, take his life. Who can be a worse enemy than somebody who is always out to kill you? But Prahlad Maharaj, he was not shaken. He took shelter of the Lord and he did not see that, oh, because of this person, I am suffering. Why he thinks like that? He thinks that one is acting as his enemy due to his own past misdeeds. Like, for example, you go to the jail and hardcore criminal is being punished by the jailer. They are giving him trouble. Should he think, oh, because of this man is giving me trouble, he is my enemy? Should he think like that? No. He is being punished because he has done some crime. In the past, he has done some misdeed. As a result, he is now suffering. So, the so called enemy, or through whom we are getting that suffering, is just an instrument in the laws of nature through which we are given that punishment. Does anything happen or anything good is achieved by developing grudge on that person? No. So, Bhagavatam says how we can go about absorbing that situation. Lord Brahma says this. Tattenukampam susamikshamaano bhunjana evatmakritam vipakam hridvagvapurбhirvidadhan namaste jivetayo muktipade sadaya bhak. So Lord Brahma gives this very important, very useful instruction, very difficult to follow. But if we imbibe this, then we can easily overcome any tough situation. What is that he says? Bhunjana eva atmakritam vipakam. Whatever I have done. Atmakritam vipakam. Vipakam means cooked, isn't it? Vipakam. Or whatever I have done. I have to eat whatever I have cooked. So Atmakritam vipakam bhunjana. You have to eat or you have to enjoy or suffer the result of that activity. So when a devotee is in distress or has fallen into difficulty, he considers it is because of my own past deeds I'm suffering. But because I am the Lord's devotee, the Lord has minimized. Because of the Lord's mercy, I'm only getting a token of that punishment. I'm just getting a little. It's like, for example, you're walking on the road and suddenly somebody comes, there is a big valley next to it, suddenly comes rushing and pushes you. And then before you react, you look at him and try to understand what's happening. You are in a shock and you are pushed down into that valley and you fall down, you roll down and you get all the wounds and even get fractured. You're taken to the hospital and then you didn't know what is happening. And then you are full of anger for that person. And after a couple of days, your wounds are healing and situation is all not that bad. You can recover in a couple of days. And then all you want to do is meet that person and complain to the police and the hospital authorities. They come and tell, no, 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 don't do that. He actually saved you. There was a big truck which was coming behind, a drunken driver. And this man was there, right there. He pushed you right on time so that you won't die. So, this is a very small injury that you have. You can easily overcome. But life, you cannot get. So the person who pushed, yes, he pushed, he caused you to suffer. But that is a minor suffering compared to the big suffering that was due to come. So that person who saves like that, who pushes, probably it appears like he is pushing. It appears that when we are suffering, oh, I've come to Krishna consciousness, I'm a devotee. Why the Lord is giving me suffering? Many times people ask this question, oh, my grandfather, grandmother, or whoever, they never did anything wrong. They were devotees, they were praying, but they suffered so much. But see, look at this person. He is very sinful, but still he is enjoying so much. So it is because of this. There is the laws of nature are perfect. Nobody can escape the laws of nature. Whatever we have done, we have to suffer. But the Lord, for his devotees, becomes very merciful. He gives only a token of that suffering. Yes, we are suffering. Maybe it could have been even worse suffering. We should have that faith. This is Shastra saying, not I am saying. This is a scripture, Lord Brahma confirming. We should be grateful to the Lord for protecting us and giving us only that small suffering. Whereas others may be enjoying today. But, like for example, a healthy body, you're given a healthy body. What if you start abusing it? You eat whatever you want without regulation. You drink, you smoke. It appears to be working fine. The man is achieving accolades. We know many celebrities, they smoke, they drink, but they look very charming, or externally, so it seems. They seem to be doing well. But internally, that body is going to suffer. Because of good karma, his body was given healthy. but it is only a matter of time it is going to take effect. When you sow the seed, it will take time to come up and become a fruit. So the bad activities will take time to fructify. They will eventually suffer. So externally you see things, it's not what it seems. Why bad things happen to good people? Why good things happen to bad people? This is the answer. So a devotee has this right understanding. That therefore he does not become envious to anyone. Adveshta sarvabhutanam. And then Maitraha Karuna Evacha. Instead, he becomes a friend. He tries to give him benefit. Like Prahlad Maharaj. Even when his father tried to kill him, and eventually Narsimhadev came, he killed Hiranyakashipu. And after that, Narsimhadev, he was asking Prahlad Maharaj, please ask for some benediction. And Prahlad Maharaj, he actually wanted to deliver his father who caused him so much suffering. Please deliver him. And the Lord said, what to speak of your father? Because you are born in this family, 14 generations before you and after will get liberated. That is the mercy of the Lord on his pure devotee and anybody who is connected to his pure devotee. So, what better service we can do to our family than to become a pure devotee of Krishna? So, the mentality of the devotee is even to the so called enemy, he tries to do good, very compassionate. And what to speak of the lowly, fallen souls? One time, a small boy was walking along a beach, and there were thousands of, the small sea, all these crabs and all these kind of things. They're all getting washed up to the shore. They were stranded and they were doomed to perish. And so this boy, he was picking up these individual creatures and he was taking them back to the water. This boy who was doing this. And he said, no, I can see you're very kind, but there are literally millions of them. How can it can't possibly make any difference? There are millions of them. And so this boy calmly took one of these creatures, put it in the water, and came back. And he said, it will matter for this one. It will make a difference for this one. So, yes, we cannot possibly save everyone, but whoever we meet, whoever we give Krishna, whoever we talk to about Krishna and enlighten them about Krishna consciousness, that person can be saved. It matters for that person. Krishna becomes very happy if one soul turns his face to him and comes back to his eternal abode. So this is Maitraha Karuna Evacha. And the other quality Krishna mentions is Nirmama. Nirmama. Mama means mine. Nirmama means exactly opposite. Means a devotee does not attach much importance to the peace and trouble pertaining to the body because he knows perfectly well that he is not the body and he does not identify with body or bodily connections. So usually we say aham mama, I am this body and anything related to body is mine. But the devotee is devoid of that. Firstly, this body is not mine. It is product of nature. It is gift of God, produced from the parents. And to think that I am this body and therefore my family, my belongings, my house, my money, my possessions, my positions, they're all mine, is an illusory thinking, because what will happen to them when you pass away? They'll go to somebody else. So this is because of false ego. False ego means to think I am this body and bodily extensions are mine. So nirmamo nirahankaraha. Nirahankara means freedom from false ego. And kshami, samadukkaha sukhaha kshami. He is equipoised in both happiness and distress. Samadukha sukha. When happiness comes, we should not become elated. When dukkha comes, we should not become so taken aback, so distressed that we become depressed. They are like the summer and winter seasons. One should not be shaken. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he sings this song. Sukhe dukkhe bhulo nako vadane hari naam korore gai gaura madhur sware Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So he says, you always chant the holy name Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And Sukhe Dukkhe Bhulo Nako. Don't forget whether you are in Sukha or Dukha. Bhulo Nako. Vadane Harinam Korore. So there was a man, he was at the bottom of a building. And from the top, there was this owner. This man was working for him. The man at the bottom was working for the owner. And the owner is trying to call him. And this man was not looking at him. The owner, he wanted to entice him. He started to drop certain currency notes. And then this man, he saw the currency notes around him and started to pick it up and started to count and enjoy and think, oh, now I have this much, I'll do with this much, and all of that. And then this man was not looking up where this money is coming from. And then finally, this owner decided, no, I should throw some small stone. And he threw it and hit that man. And then suddenly he said, who is that hitting me? And then looked up. And then he got the attention of the owner. You see how the sukha comes, we don't care. Oh, I deserve it. I enjoy. I want to enjoy. When dukkha comes, we question, hey, who is giving me dukkha? Why God is giving me this distress? Well, God has given you happiness. You didn't question. You accepted. You took it for granted. There may be many individuals, like for example, I spoke to somebody who came from a village. He was the only one from that village who came to America. And he has very good realization. I said, what do you do when you are in trouble? I think, he said, I think that there were so many people who didn't get the opportunity. I was only given that opportunity to come here and earn well and do well. So when I could take that, then I should also take the trouble. It's all part and parcel of life. So one should become equipoised. And importantly, one should not neglect one's commitment to devotional service because there is some so called happiness or distress. One should be steady. Kshami, the next quality, Kshami means he's tolerant. Tolerant means situation may be good or bad. Nowadays, as the generation is progressing, the next generation, the tolerance level is coming down. Even a small thing that doesn't happen according to my estimation, we become so intolerant. We have to have tolerance, give a chance for the other person or things to improve. Kshami, santushtaha satatam. The next quality, santushtaha satatam. Santushtaha satatam means nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukha kshami santushtaha satatam yogi. So santushtaha satatam means always satisfied. Santushta. Tushta means satisfied with whatever comes by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Satatam. He does not endeavor to much to achieve something with great difficulty. Whatever comes, let it come. But he endeavors for Krishna consciousness. For himself, for his sense gratification, he only does his duty and accepts whatever comes according to the Lord's mercy. But for Krishna, for devotional service, he works hard. So one should not think, oh, let me be lazy. No, you should do your duty and work hard for Krishna, like how Arjuna did. Arjuna took all the trouble. The more anxiety we take for Krishna and Krishna's service, the less anxiety we have for material things. Otherwise, according to law of karma, the anxiety will come to us in some form or the other. Better take anxiety for the Lord and his service. That takes away the anxiety quota that we are supposed to have. Santushtaha satatam, he is always joyful. Yogi, he is a completely perfect mystic because he is fixed in the instructions received from the spiritual master. So, yogi means one who is fixed, isn't it? Like you see, yogi is fixed in his meditation. So, the devotee is fixed in what? In the instructions received from the spiritual master. That is, that is why he is yogi. And yatatma, his senses are controlled. This is another qualification. Many places it comes in Bhagavad Gita. A person whose senses are uncontrolled, his spirituality has not begun. Because there is no difference between animal and a human. Animal does not exercise sense control. No concept of sense control. So if the human also goes after sense gratification without any control, then what is the difference? If your senses are uncontrolled, Krishna will say, okay, then you better again take animal life and again come up and again you try to become Krishna conscious. So one who is attracted by Maya, Krishna will give the opportunity, you be attracted by Maya, be in this Maya Mugdha Jiva, become more and more entangled. So if we have to break that entanglement, we have to exercise control. It is very simple. In Krishna consciousness, the sense control is achieved by higher taste. You cultivate higher taste. You develop higher taste on something, you give up lower taste. You develop higher taste on devotional activities. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam. Naturally, the more time you spend on anything, you develop taste for it. The more you focus on something, you develop taste for it. And by result is the lower taste is eliminated. That's how we control our senses. Dhrudha Nishchayaha, very determined. He is not swayed by false argument because no one can lead him from the fixed determination of devotional service. The determined means anybody comes and tries to sway him away. He says, no, no one can lead him away from fixed determination of devotional service. And my arpita mano buddhir, because his manaha and mind are always arpita, is dedicated for Krishna and his service. He always depends entirely on the Supreme Lord. Yomat bhaktaha same priyaha. So Prabhupada concludes, such a standard of devotional service is undoubtedly very rare, but a devotee becomes situated in that stage by following the regulative principles of devotional service. See, anybody can come to that stage provided we take to that regulated principles, chanting prescribed number of rounds, following the four regulative principles, and doing whatever service we can, whatever offering we can to the Supreme Lord. Furthermore, the Lord says that such a devotee is very dear to him, for the Lord is always pleased with all his activities in full Krishna consciousness. I'll stop here. Anyone has any questions or comments? Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.